Hey y'all, welcome to the YSL Young Thug Rico trial. Jeffrey Williams. Now, Cowboy ain't playing a map. Y'all don't call him and subpoena him to come to court. Let's see what he got to say, y'all. With all these X's and L on his shirt. What his shirt say? XXL. God, he got in big letters. Why you wear that shirt to court? That's y'all. Judge, no, she don't like to stand up when the jury come in.
All right, thank you.
We're so lazy.
Hand on this witness. Mr. Brown? All right. Oh, can you swear the witness? Thank you.
Rodney Sturkey. Atlanta. In Clayton County. No.
Why don't you use your hold up? Use your mic. Like that cowboy hat sitting right there. I don't blame him. I won't come in there laughing either. Y'all don't stop him in the middle of his day.
Poor question. Let me ask a better question. During your, when you arrived back at the home from work, um, were you able to freely go into the home? No. Okay. During which point did you learn at that time when you arrived at the house? Uh, I'll strike that question. I'll move on. Other than your van, was any other property that you own affected by the gunfire? No. Okay. And what type of vehicle did you own in terms of van? It's a white van. Okay. How long had you had it? About 3 years. Do you still have it? No. Were you able to move it that evening after you had learned that it was affected by the gunfire? I moved it the next morning. Okay. Did you? How long did you continue to reside at that home after that occurred? After the incident, the shooting incident occurred. I left the following day. Okay. My apologies. And did you get? When did you move? Did you move your van that same night, or did you move it the next day as well?
Sustained.
All right.
She gonna say sustain. He already answered the question.
You were staying at that time? No. Okay. Why weren't you able to access it? And I don't know. Okay. Were you stopped by anybody? Yes, the police. Okay. And at which time did you come to learn that it was your house that you were staying at during that stop? At what time did you come to learn that it was your home? Around 1:30 in the morning. me ask a better question. During your when you arrived back at the home from work, and were you able to freely go into the home? No. Okay. During which point did you learn at that time when you arrived at the house? I'll strike that question. I'll move on. Other than your van, was any other property that you own affected by the gunfire? No. Okay. And what type of vehicle did you own in terms of van? It's a white van. Okay. How long have you had it? What, 3 years? Do you still have it? No. Were you able to move it that evening after you had learned that it was affected by the gunfire? I moved it this morning. Okay. Did you? How long did you continue to reside at that home after that occurred? After the incident, the shooting incident occurred? I got the clock today. Okay. My apologies. And did you get? When did you move? Did you move your van that same night, or did you move it the next day as well?
Sustained.
All right. Was your van still drivable after the bullets had impacted it?
Objection has been answered.
Sustained.
Your Honor, that question wasn't asked.
Move on, please.
And do you know any of the person? Do you know or have any idea who may have shot up your home on that day? No. And have you ever had anything like that happen at any place? At that place that you were staying? Excuse me.
Sustained.
Go ahead, sir.
You don't ask the question, then answer it.
After you moved, did you have any further involvement with this particular matter or incident as it relates to the 3424 Ruby Harbor Boulevard address? No shooting.
Any questions for this witness by the defense?
No questions.
No, Your Honor. All right, thank you for your time. You are
That woman right here stay on her phone too long. You don't supposed to be texting this much as Miss Hilton been doing in court.
WILLIAMNELSON. Good afternoon, sir. I currently work for Sandy Springs Police Department.
How long have you worked for Sandy Springs?
A little over 4 years.
Sandy Spring? What in the world is Sandy Spring doing in this? Sheesh, y'all, we on day 144. All right, that's what the SSPA mean, y'all. Yeah, Sandy Spring, the police officer. Let's see what he talking about.
Back in February 2015, where did you work?
I work for the City of Atlanta Police Department. I work Zone 3 Morning Watch.
Until what were those hours?
Overnight. I believe I got in at 8 p.m. until early morning.
How long were you with APD's Morning Watch?
I was with them for a little over 2 years.
Okay, so he was with the City of Atlanta over 2 years. He hurried up and got up out that corruption area. He hurried up and got out of there, so he went to Sandy Spring. I see what's going on, y'all. So those who just tuning in to the Young Thug trial, this is an officer. The reason why he got SSPA on his shirt is because he's working with Sandy Spring Department. Before that, he working with the City of Atlanta. And I noticed that the prosecution team has started going subpoenas people to go to court. I see that. That's what they've been doing now.
Based on your work with Zone 3 Morning Watch, are you familiar with the area of Janice or intersects with University Avenue?
Yes, sir.
Also, for those who just not joining, Zone 3 is the south side of Atlanta. Atlanta is divided up in so many divisions and so many cities, okay? So it's hard to tell you a story about. That's why they start naming zones. So Zone 3, like I said, south side over there for Cleveland Avenue.
Is there any your attention to February 10th, 2015. Did you respond to Grady Hospital?
Yes, sir.
Why did you respond?
I responded to a person shock call.
On your arrival, what did you observe?
When I got on scene, I observed a silver Dodge Charger part. It had visible damage to the door and windows, and then there was blood inside the vehicle.
Did you walk around?
Yes, sir.
And tell the jury what you did next.
After seeing the damage and the blood, I went inside to the hospital where I met with medical staff and pointed me in the right direction to find the victim.
But what does that got to do with Young Thug, with Jeffrey Williams? Y'all know how it is in the city of Atlanta. That's why you moved. That's why you transferred to Santa Spring. Come on now. Don't put all this on Thug. That's why a lot of these officer allegedly has moved on out of the city of Atlanta department because the corruption, the situation that they can't deal with, so now they're in a different area now. So, you could look at him too, now he don't even want to be there. Get on him, Judge. The next one should be ready. You right. Instead of running their mouth out there. The next one, let's go. What we waiting on? Where's she been? She should have been sitting out there, running her mouth and twisting.
Yes. First name Alice, A-L-I-C-E. Last name Flemister, F as in Frank, L-E-M-I-S-T-E-R.
Good afternoon, Ms. Flemister.
Good afternoon.
Are you employed?
I'm retired.
Okay, and where did you retire from?
City of Atlanta Police Department.
Ooh, city of Atlanta, she retired from that. I thought the judge said she didn't want to hear all that. She don't retire, so they went and pulled somebody out of retirement to come in here.
Work for the City of Atlanta Police Department.
26 years.
And what did you do in your employment with the City of Atlanta Police Department?
Crime scene supervisor.
And were you always a supervisor?
No.
Okay. When did you get your promotion to supervisor?
I got my promotion to supervisor in 1998.
And what is your time with the Atlanta Police Department in?
In 2019. July of 2019.
All right. And do you recall working on Tuesday, January 13th, 2015?
Yes.
All right. And
Okay, now everybody else couldn't remember. Investigators couldn't remember. Couldn't recall. Witness couldn't recall. Now, since she a retiree, she like me, I retired in 2019. I can't recall some of that stuff back in 2015. Okay, let's see what she's talking about. See how much she remember or study.
being dispatched to an address by 3424 Ruby Harper Boulevard.
Yes.
Okay. And what county is that address situated?
What county?
Yes, ma'am.
Fulton.
And do you know what is located at the address? A house, a commercial building?
A house.
Okay. And what do you remember about responding to that call?
What do I remember about
Yes.
responding to the call? I received a call for a shots fired.
And when you got, do you recall what, if anything, you observed when you got to the location?
I observed the house. Upon speaking with the officers, I noticed there was some casings and some damages.
Okay. After you after you did that, made those initial observations, that is, did you process the crime scene?
Yes.
And what went into your processing of that crime scene?
What goes into the processing of the crime scene is that once I do my observation, I would then start to take the photographs of the scene. And once I photograph the scene, I take photo, once I process the scene, which includes taking photographs of the scene, photographs of the evidence, if there's any evidence that needs, that is.
So all she doing is telling her job title, y'all, at the time, and the description of her job. That's the only thing she doing. Now, since she has retired, she don't remember this stuff. But she just right now, this y'all giving her description. Who don't forget they after 20-some years, you don't forget your description of the job. That's the only thing she doing. She don't know what happened. She can't recall what happened unless they show it to her.
Collected, I would then take photographs of the evidence. If there's any damages, I would take photographs of that. Once I finish that, then I would mark the evidence and collect the evidence.
Do you also prepare a crime scene record?
Yes.
All right. I am now approachable with the court's permission to approach Exhibit 1DDD, which has already been provided to defense and discovery. And Ms. Flemingster, I have put before you what has been already identified as states 1DDDB. What has been placed before you?
My crime scene report.
Okay. Does that crime scene report in front of you pertain to the crime scene that you responded to at 3424 Ruby Harper Boulevard on January 13th, 2015?
Correct.
And has that...
Look to the right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Come
Top
over.
right corner.
Come over.
All right. Go to the right.
Come over. Right here.
Okay. All right. Do you see any others on this windshield? Okay.
Can I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. And where do you see?
To my left.
Okay.
Come over.
All right.
Right here.
All right. And is there one? Do you see anything in the top right-hand corner of that same windshield?
Yes.
Okay. Next state's exhibit is showing you states 5 Delta 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 Franklin. Do you see any? Is that a defect or is that something else on that windshield?
That is basically a close-up
Okay.
of the defects in the windshield.
All right. Is it fair to say that there are several other such defects to this vehicle that you would have captured your crime scene photos on that day?
Yes.
Okay. Now turning your attention to the next state's exhibit. Next one. One more. All right. Are there other?
But y'all, I don't know why we going through this. Now, I was born and raised in Atlanta. Crime is bad. Crime was bad back then, but they were young, little bit of babies, little bit of little boys. I mean, probably weren't even born. I mean, it was bad in Atlanta before them. So if it was somebody before them, y'all, I mean, they showing all this stuff right here, y'all. That don't really prove nothing that somebody, only thing they did was collect a picture of people, car being shot up. Of course, they're going to shoot at some kind of car like this. You'll expect something like that because this is what young people want to ride around in, okay? They jealous, they haters. You know, them are young kids.
And for the record, that is state's exhibit 1-4-DDF. Next state's exhibit. All right, next one. Next one. All right. Is this what is this photograph of, Mrs. Cruz?
It's showing a shell casing on the ground.
Would you have captured all of the shell casings that you noted, that you observed rather, in similar fashion with other photographs of this type?
Yes.
And for the record, this is state's exhibit 20-DDDF. Next state's exhibit, please. All right. Is it in your course of work when you were employed, did you normally put down placards?
Yes.
Is this
Like I said again, how can you detect this to YSL, Young Thug, Jeffrey Williams? How? He on his phone too, y'all. Look at him. Now who is Miss Lynette Roberts? They went out there and picked anybody off the street over there in Fulton County to help alleged Fannie Williams.
Good afternoon. Have you been here before? Yes. And here to talk to you about an incident. Well, let me ask you this: did you work on January 11th, 2015? It's possible, yes. Okay. And do you recall being called out to the address of 88 Panera Avenue, Southeast Atlanta, Georgia? It's possible. Okay. I'm going to approach you.
She looking now. Now look, don't come in here and set me up now.
And these exhibits have been in discovery already. And they are identified as so. States Exhibit 1, Delta, Delta, Kilo, through.
Is that 3Ds and then a K?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Through 138.
All right.
Of the same phonetic position to the second. With respect to those that have been put before you just now, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury if you've had a chance to review those states exhibits prior to coming before today? Yes, I just reviewed them. Yes. And in reviewing them, are those exhibits that you recognize as your own work? Yes. Okay. And are those exhibits that have been identified just a few moments ago, they fairly and accurately depict the crime scene of 88 Panera Avenue as it was when you responded to it on January 11, 2015? If they're done, you reviewed them, so let's see, 88. I guess 88 is the address that you're referring to, but I don't see it. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm going to direct your attention to States Exhibit 2, DDDK. Is that what you're referencing? Or yes. Okay. And do those States Exhibits that you just flipped through briefly and that have been identified fairly and accurately depict the crime scene as it was when you responded to it on that day? Yes. All right. Your Honor, the state now moves to admit those exhibits into evidence.
All right, those are admitted.
Yes, ma'am. I am now going to show you a second set, continuing in that same phonetic grouping, Your Honor. They are 140 DDDK through 247 DDDK. And it's typical that sometimes when you are taking photographs, you have to put them on separate storage devices because there's so many of them. Yes. Okay. And is it fair to say that this is the second set of the same that were on separate storage devices? Yes. Okay. And do those pictures fairly and accurately depict the crime scene of 88 Panera Avenue as it was when you responded? Yes. You're not drawing the state now moves to admit the exhibits that have been just identified as evidence and requested.
Yeah, anyway, the witness, I'm not going to sit here and listen to all this. I don't feel like it because it's not relevant to me, to the case to me, really. They just went out and picked them some witnesses in Fulton County where shooting has allegedly happened at, in which you know that shooting has, but they don't know who did it. It can be anyone, but that's what they're doing now. So I'm about to go ahead.
Correct.
They don't remember none of this stuff, y'all. I'm gonna skip this guy. They don't remember none of this stuff. Uh, that time around, they can't tell me no time around nothing. That was back there, like I say, 2013, 14, 15, like that. Only thing I can remember is the job that I was doing. Okay, and this is the location of another address. Look, where they've been shot up and all that. Some neighborhoods, like I said in the ATL, you don't even want to move in that area because you know that's all they do is shoot. So either you have to find another location, or you report it, but find another location because it's not even safe for you to stay there then.
Address located, the residence located at 114 Maury Avenue, United States Exhibit 30 DDDD.
See some damages to the steps.
Next exhibit. All right, next exhibit. Do you see an evidence marker in States Exhibit 38 DDDD?
Yes.
And would you place evidence markers here, the rest of any such evidence on this section of the street pertinent to your processing of the crime scene?
Yes.
They processing the crime now.
Yes. Yes. And in that work that you did in 2015, October 4th, 2015, that was, you said it was in the annex and taking photos of a vehicle, correct?
That's correct.
And do you know what type of vehicle does your report indicate?
It shows to be a Mercury green in color. I'm assuming green. Mercury Mountaineer.
You said a Mercury Mountaineer?
Yes.
Okay, great. And does that report reference a case number or a case that you were doing that work for?
Incident number 152690014.
1526.
152690014.
Okay, great, thank you. And were those photos that were shown you by Mr. Kokomo, were those fair and accurate representations of the photos that you took on October 4th, 2015?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I move DS49A, DS49B, and DS49C. I would move to admit those photographs into evidence.
All right, there's your minute.
Permission to publish. Okay. DS49A, you would agree that the license tag on this SUV is PZK5051?
That's correct.
All right. And the photo that you took of this photo, do you see any defects in that car?
Yes. In the rear of the vehicle.
In the rear of the vehicle. Okay, great. DS, Ms. Kokomo, if you could publish DS49B. Is this a close-up of the defect that you referenced a minute ago?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. And now, is that multiple defects or one defect?
The other, I don't know what that is.
Okay, and that's fair. I don't want you to speculate.
I don't know.
And could you publish DS49C, Mr. Kokomo?
Yes.
How many do you have?
2.
And boy and a girl, girl, boy.
2 boys.
And what are their names?
Roy Sean Bennett and Kelvin Bennett.
And Rayshawn Bennett, what type of work does
Now, this is Ray Sean Bennett mom, and she thinks she slick Hilton and said, "What kind of work did he do?" Ain't nothing funny. But what kind of work do he do? Like, do he work? Look at him.
Okay, you okay?
Yeah.
All right, God bless you.
Music.
And does he have a stage name that he goes by?
wife and Lucci?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And how long has he been in the music industry?
When he was young, about 13, just not in it. Yeah, I guess since like 2015 or 16. I'm not for sure.
Okay. And how old is he now?
He's 33.
All right.
So she starts speaking of Lucius. Hold on, y'all.
Go ahead, face the officer for a minute.
They let Lucius out and put Thug in the seat.
We're just gonna go with last name.
I'm sorry, what's your last name?
Reed, R-E-E-D.
And Miss Reed, where are you from?
Douglasville.
Douglasville. Okay. And do you have children?
Yes.
How many do you have?
2.
And boy and a girl, girl, boy.
2 boys.
And what are their names?
Rayshawn Bennett and Kelvin Bennett.
And
Calvin Bennett and Rayshawn Bennett. Okay. Calvin Bennett and Rayshawn Bennett is her sons. Okay.
Sean Bennett, what type of work does he do?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay, you okay?
Yeah.
All right, God bless you.
Music.
Music. And does he have a stage name that he goes by?
Wife.
Wife and Lucius. That's what she said. Wife and Lucius. I ain't never heard that.
Is it wife and Lucci?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And how long has he been in the music industry?
When he was young, about 13, just not in it. Yeah, I guess since like 2015 or 16. I'm not for sure.
Okay. And how old is he now?
He's 33.
All right. Um, to your knowledge, is your son signed to a specific music label?
Yes.
What music label is that?
I think it's a game.
And how long has he been signed to that music label?
Oh, it's been a minute. I don't know.
Okay, and you know, minute can mean different
I
things.
guess like 2017. I'm not for sure.
And do you know who brought him or introduced him to that record label?
Yes.
If she knows personally.
Yes. Which was your response, yes?
Yes.
Who was that person?
I just know him by that.
Okay, you know about that. And is Nut still alive today?
Oh, no. No. Oh, no.
Now, do you know someone by the name of Kelvin Watts? Or somebody by the name of Kel or Shell Kel?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know, excuse me, let me ask you this. What name do you know him by?
Just you.
Just Shell. How do you know Shell?
I'm just being around myself when they were young. Childhood friend.
Okay. And when you say being around your son, would that be Mr. Bennett? Would that be Mr. Rayshawn Bennett?
Yes.
All right. And you said
So he was a friend of Rashawn, okay? Him and Rashawn been friends ever since they was a child. So these end up running partners like y'all. And y'all running partners when y'all was young.
younger, did you ever see Shell as he was an older man?
Yes.
How often, and I'm talking about around 2015, would you see Shell?
Not too much. Not too much.
And specifically, I'm talking around 2015, would Shell ever come and visit you at your home?
Maybe a couple times, but not always. Yeah.
And let me ask you this, in 2015, where were you living?
Oh, Hill Street.
And do you remember your address on Hill Street? What was your address?
1,700.
Now I don't even remember my address on Hill Street, and it was apartments at that back in the days. But still, again, them boys weren't even born yet, so they were bad before they were born.
700, 1007.
1,007.
Okay.
And how long did you live at that location at 1007 Hill Street?
About 9 years.
And when you were living at 1007 Hill Street, did anyone else live there with you?
Yes.
Who else lived there with you?
My son,
Is that Mr. Rayshawn?
Rayshawn and Killer.
And did they live at that home that entire 9 years that you were? I'm going to go to the picture. Were these some of the markings, some of the defects you saw inside of your home?